Hello everyone. Thank you for following this webinar. This is a webinar from the project Intelac Market, and this one would be the second webinar hosted by Conex. I'm Peña Toribes Algo, part of the team of Conex. Conex is an NGO based in Brussels, in Belgium, and is specialized in international cooperation. And yeah, we will start with the webinar. As I already said, this is a webinar from the project of Interact Market. The main goal of this project would be to overcome the obstacles that Latin migrants, the Latin American and Caribbean migrants, face to enter the labor market in Europe. We have the consortium of this project. We are six organizations. Three of them would be from Spain. From Spain, we have the University of Rovira y Virgil from Tarragona, then Acción Laboral and Indepcie. Then we also have organizations from Italy, like the University of Padova, organizations from Austria, like Austrian Association of Inclusive Society, and then the last one, Connex, that is my organization, and the organization that is hosting this webinar that is based in Belgium. With this project, we are trying to reach three main project results. The first one is already done. That will be a research study and analysis about the experience of the Black migrants in our countries, in the countries of Europe. So yeah, this would be just like analysis of the situation of the Black migrants in this topic. The second project result would be the creation of material for the Black migrants, with the goal of creating different tools for these Black migrants to have, as I said, tools to enter the labor market. And then the last project result would be the publication and dissemination of these two project results. And from Conex, we are hosting six different webinars. We already did the first webinars, so you can find it in the YouTube channel of the project. This first one was about the general introduction to the challenges of the topic. Now this second webinar is about legal framework analysis from Belgium in this case. And then, as you see, we have other four webinars that will be done in the next weeks and months. So if you like this one, you can follow the next webinars too. We will send the date as soon as possible from our social media. So you are more than welcome to follow the next webinars too. Okay, so here you can see the index of this webinar. Um, we will start with the first part that will be about the refugees that come to Belgium. So in this first part, we will start explaining the definition of a refugee, what to be a refugee means. Then we will move to the Common European Asylum System regulation. There is a specific regulation for the Common European Asylum System, so we will explain it. Later, we will move to the general protection statuses in Europe, And finally, we will talk about the federal agency of the federal agency for the reception of asylum seekers, also named as FEDASIL. That is the agency from here in Belgium. And then we will go to the second part. In the second part, we will focus on the migrants, and we will talk about the different resident permits that we have here in Belgium. So yes, as I have said before, we will start with the refugees. So in this case, for the definition, we have taken the definition that was established in the Geneva Convention in 1951. Following this definition, a refugee would be a person that is forced to move from their country of nationality, um, because they have fear, a well-founded fear of being persecuted for different reasons like the race, the religion, the nationality, or the membership of a particular social group or political opinion. Because of this fear, they feel that they need to move to other country, and uh, this new country they give their protection because of this problematic they have in their own country. Moving to the common European asylum system, this is an asylum system that is useful in all Europe. It's a global asylum system, and these have different regulations, different directives. We can find the most important directives in this table. Uh, First of all, we have the Asylum Procedures Directive. This would be like the main directive that defines the minimum standards that need to be respected when deciding the outcome of an asylum request. So, following this directive, we will we would know if the asylum request would be valid or not. Also, there is the reception condition directive that this talks about the global procedures, the harmonized procedures to guarantee the common standard of reception conditions for all the European Union countries. Then would be the qualification directive. The qualification directive establishes an harmonized norm that clarifies the grounds of granting international protection. Then we have the Dublin regulation, and that aims to establish the main criteria to determine the state responsible for handling asylum applications and granting international protection. And then uh, last, we have the Eurodac regulation, and this Eurodac regulation would be like a big database where they can find the fingerprints and biometrics of the asylum seekers. Okay, and here in this second table, we can see on the top part of the table the refugee protection status. Uh, so yeah, in the first part of the table, we can see the definition that we already mentioned before, that talks about the Geneva Convention definition. And then we have in the second and third part of the table that we can find the residence permit that being a refugee gives you in these European countries. You have the residence permit for the duration of minimum 3 years. Also, the refugee is eligible for long-term residency after a period of 5 years from the grant of protection, and then also there are some different benefits like the security of money of movement and residence, the right to family unity, economic rights, and etc. There are more rights like the non-refoulement and repatriation assistance. And then we have this agency, this federal agency that is called Federal Agency for the Reception of Asylum Seekers. Is also called as FEDASIL. The acronym would be FEDASIL. Um, this would be the agency that receive the asylum seekers, and they give the path to be established in the country, in this case in Belgium. So we can maybe start with the reception path, the reception path for the refugees. In first place, they arrive to the country, and the reception place of FEDASIL, they receive the asylum seeker, and they start with the social and medical screening to see the situation, the social situation, and also the medical situation of the person that has arrived to the center. And then they start accommodating these people in the arrival center until they have an adapted place that fits the person well. So they are in the arrival center, and then when they find a place to move, these people, these asylum seekers, go to the place. And during all the process, FEDASIL informs the applicants for international protection of their rights, and also of their responsibilities during the recession period. And they also have the benefit of the material assistance. So these asylum seekers will have this material assistance during all the process. Um, the right to reception ends once the procedure for international protection has finished and all possible appeals have failed. So in this case, the process for the asylum seeker would end, and they will then they would end with the international protection process. Nowadays, Belgium has over 28,000 reception places in total. So yeah, FEDASIL manages a lot of reception places, as you can see, and Belgium is one of the countries in Europe that more refugees has. So these reception places are very, very important for this. Moving to the second part, we will talk about the migrants, about the different legal framework that migrants face in Belgium. In this case, migrants from Latin America and the Caribbean. So starting with the resident permits in Belgian context, there are two different laws, two different regulations. One would be for the refugee protection. This first law would be that a refugee is first entitled to a resident permit in Belgium for a period of 5 years. So yeah, and after this period of 5 years, they will be given a permanent residence permit. So we have a first 5 years period, and later the refugee would be a permanent resident in Belgium. And then we have a second regulation for the subsidiary protection, and the subsidiary protection status gives a right to an initial limited stay in Belgium. There is a mechanism that is the electronic alliance card. The electronic A card is valid for 1 year and can be renewed for a period of 2 years. And after these 2 years, you can request again a renewal for 2 more years. So after five years, you have a card for an unlimited period. This has different benefits. The first law, for example, the the recognized the refugee is subject to Belgian law and must respect the same laws as a Belgian citizen. And the second law, uh, the regulation is different, and in order to work in Belgium, the subsidiary protected has to apply for an employee work permit or self-employed work permit. If you want more information about this, you can also find this table here. You can see the table. So if you have any other question about this table, I think that you can find these two main regulations and have more info about this. So thank you very much for watching this webinar. This has been, as you know, the second webinar from Connex, hosted by Connex in the project of Interlac Market. You can follow all the webinars, our webinars, and the webinars of our colleagues from other organizations in the Interlac Market YouTube channel. Here you can find the name of the channel, so you can follow it, and there you can see all the different webinars. We will organize 4 more webinars in the coming weeks, so you can follow the page and you will see the next webinars. Also, we are in social networks like Facebook or LinkedIn with the same name, with the Interact Market name. And then also we have the website. You have there the link. We have there a lot of different information. We have online courses, so I think that is very interesting. And so if you want to know more about the project or follow our social networks or follow our activities, uh, here you have all the information. So thank you very much for watching and see you the next webinar. Thank you very much.